ペッパークイーン。
This is Search Party Review, Season 4, Episodes 4 through 6. We're going to start off with the main characters. Dory has to be taken back to the dungeon after her failed escape. And this time she has a friend. When her captor retrieves her, he meets the annoying woman from the last episode decorating the house. And she sees Dory, and so he has to deal with her. So now Dory has someone to talk to, and we get a glimpse of what's really going on in her head. We see she deals with a lot of guilt over the events that happened, and we finally know now that Dory is not crazy when she was pleading her innocence. She was just a master manipulator. She hates herself at how good she is at it and all her disgusting actions. Her captor, Chip, tries to tell her otherwise when he tries to double down on her innocence.
You're innocent! No! All those horrible things they said aren't true. I am a murderer.
I guess the truth can't set you free? I don't know if he needs for her to be innocent so he can live out a fantasy, or maybe he just can't handle the truth. Even in this episode, he can't even admit to his own actions, from Paula's death to knocking Dory out. Chip killed Paula because she told him that Dory was a murderer and he lost his ish. Then after Dory's confession, he knocked Dory out and took her upstairs. So in the next episode, episode 5, Chip is pretty much brainwashing Dory so she remembers the night of Keith's death differently. I can't believe it's kind of working, but when you've been in solitude for so long, you'd be weakened too. It's kind of interesting because in moments when Paula was alive, she was telling her that maybe she should just kill herself, and in those moments you see like Dory is just so defeated, and it's really sad to see. Like, this is beyond karma, because at this point it might be easy for her to believe the lies than deal with all the stuff she's actually done, so she can just blame everything but her. So it's probably easy for her that way to cope. Jesus, take the wheel. At this point I'm hoping she's super manipulative and making it seem like she's playing to the hands of Chip, and really she's playing to escape. And then in the next episode, episode 6, we see Dory has seemingly fallen under her captor's spell. She knows the code to get out of the basement, and we see her choosing to stay in the house with Chip. Dory wants a makeover to make her forget about her old self, but I'm hoping it's a ploy to get a new identity and to escape. By the way, Chip keeps bringing up his aunt Layla, and I think he offed her. Wait, what's his aunt's name? I forget. Maybe Dory's new name. Maybe that's Dory. Whatever. I think he might kill his aunt, or maybe she doesn't exist, but who knows. So Dory goes out with Chip with her new blonde wig, and she doesn't look half bad. When she's alone in the car waiting for Chip to take her out, she resists the urge to escape. But she gets a sudden memory of her being trapped in the trunk, and I'm thinking, is that still her trying to escape, or is that her suppressing herself? I'm still hoping that she's just waiting for a better moment to escape, but who knows. The two go out for ice cream, but the store closes down, and Chip loses it when Dory manipulates him into going to another store. I don't know what Chip's deal is, but he's very insecure and will do anything to compensate for it. When Chip and Dory go to another ice cream shop, she runs into Elliot's ex, Mark, which is really nice to see him. He tells her about everything that's been going on with him and how he thinks that she's ignoring him because of what he did to Elliot, but she's obviously mentally messed up. During the conversation, she tells him that Dory is dead when he tries to take a picture of her for the IG, and she leaves. Like, she's really into forgetting who she is. So in episode 4, on to Elliot. Elliot's career is going super well. He's even going to have his own gun line, and the network wants to push him as their new face, which means giving him his own show, which means pushing out his old co-star. And when she heard this, she went ballistic. Like, she was like a Muppet. This girl was like comically angry. And then this happens, and it's kind of awkward. Like, what? In the same episode, Portia has a lot of unresolved issues with Dory, and we can see that in her performance on the movie set. I have to say, she's a really good actress. She's very method. Anyways, I'm pretty sure the director is going to fire her because she can see that she's having an emotional breakdown. And she's just like, take a week. And I'm just like, no one takes a week from shooting on a movie set. And she's not going to come back. But Drew finally figures out something's off with Dory in the Paris trip, since he figured out that the photos she was posting on IG were photoshopped. He leaves his girlfriend blatantly lying to her about his reasons for leaving, which is sad because he could tell her the truth. Like, she spilled out her darkest secrets to him, and he can't even tell her the truth of what's going on. Like, she'll understand. If anything, she's probably a liability, if anything, so he needs to make sure that she stays close to him, but whatever. So he jests off to see Portia and Elliot to tell him his suspicions, and the group reluctantly decides to look for Dory. And I'm guessing they're really reluctant because the last time they tried to look for a missing person, it was not a good experience for them. In episode 5, the gang finally gets to move on in their investigation. They go to the police, and the police tells them that Dory has penned a restraining order against them, and that there's no point in finding her because she wants to be alone. The group obviously doesn't buy this and tries to find Chip from the wedding. They instead track down a guy who Chip assaulted and took his identity to work the event. And during this whole scene, I'm like, y'all don't remember the face of the guy who tortured Portia? Like, he has very distinctive features. So after visiting their first suspect, the guys get their car towed when they see it's missing from the parking lot. And afterwards, they hitch a ride with a sketchy figure. Like, they get guilted into it. And it's so funny.
Hey, where's our car?
I had it towed.
You had it towed?
I did.
Oh.
Because who are you?
And they end up getting robbed and stuck in the woods. They walk miles to the nearest convenience store, and they somehow find Chip on a package of honey buns, which is so random. So anyways, in episode 6, the next episode, the guys are back at it at Portia's house, and they try asking the honey bun company. They tweet at them. Elliot does. They say, hey, we think the guy who's the face of your honey buns, we think that he stole our friend. Please respond, or something like that. And they actually do respond. They ask him to turn on the post, and they send a car to pick him up, and they give him a tour of their facility. And the owners, they ask, what's all this about? And they just explain to them that they're missing their friend, that they think that the culprit is the face of their honey buns. They bring out this old man, saying that he's the face of their honey buns, and this was taken when he was young. And you know, it's kind of like they're obviously lying to them. Near the end of the episode, you can see that the owners say that they were lying, and that Chip is actually their son, and they were trying to protect him. And then we see soon enough that the gang figures out that the owners were very much sketchy, and they were lying to them. And I really am surprised that they are this smart. Like, the gang, they're very quirky and weird and self-absorbed, that sometimes I forget that they're actually intelligent sometimes. And I don't know. I'm really glad at how they're making a lot of headway in their investigation. And then, you know, at the very end, we see that Elliot pulls up Mark's IG, and we see that he has posted a picture of Dory, and that something indeed has gone very wrong. So that's it. It's a very good episode. I loved it. I loved all the 3 episodes. Please comment, subscribe, like. Tell me what you liked about the episode, please. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.